majestic. This is deliberate. And this might be slower than usual, but it's for a purpose.
Okay, hello, beautiful people out there. Thanks for joining us on this wonderful episode. I use the word wonderful because it's a wonderful moment right now in Abuja, the federal capital territory of Nigeria. At the moment as we speak, you can see behind me the presidential inauguration is currently taking place, and lots of dignitaries have been on ground to grace this occasion, and the likes of the former president, the Senate president, the heads of different bodies in Nigeria, governors, they are all on ground. And right now, what you are seeing right now is I think that's the president, the outgoing president, on that convoy. And okay, so that's what you're seeing right now. So it's fanfare right there. So I just want cameraman could just zoom to the screen so we can see what is happening right there in at the Eagle Square, Abuja. So you can see the outgoing president. This is going to be his last time at event like this. After this moment, the next we'll be hearing is former president, not former President Buhari. So it's a stranger waiting, shaking hands with some dignitaries at the occasion.
Muhammadu Buhari, born in Dora, Katsina State, as one of those few that are lucky to have governed this country, and both in the military uniform as a civilian head. Ladies and gentlemen,
before now,
military salute.
The president gave his presidential remark broadcast that was yesterday, and he talked about a lot of things, issues. The one he could handle, even the one he could not handle. And I think in that speech, we saw him saying that he apologized for some of the decisions that may in any way affect any of the citizens. And the people were saying that it's kind of, if it's late and all that, but he has said it, he has given his, he has apologized to Nigerians.
May please take your seats. Thank you. May I crave the indulgence of the Commander Gas Brigade to invite the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces to take his seat at the VIP stand. The Commander, sir.
Okay, you're watching this live from China's online platform, right from Abuja. This Eagle Square.
Mesdames et messieurs, ça c'est une activité vraiment très kaléidoscopique. C'est une activité très riche, une activité historique dans l'histoire du Nigeria. Le président Muhammadu Buhari, toujours souriant, il est là. Saluer le président élu, le Jagaban.
Your Excellencies, most distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, the national salute we listened to a while ago heralded the arrival of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, on this auspicious event. And with the arrival of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we shall now proceed to the next event on our program, which is the opening prayers. At this point, permit me to respectfully invite the Imam of National Mosque, Dr. Mohammed Kabir, and Bishop Stephen Adekite to proceed for the opening prayers.
Excellences, invités distingués, mesdames et messieurs. Maintenant, c'est à moi l'honneur d'inviter respectueusement l'imam de la mosquée nationale d'Abuja, le professeur Shehu Galadosh et le président de l'association des chrétiens du Nigeria, l'archevêque Daniel Oko, pour la prière d'ouverture. Trop merci.
Okay. Yeah, it's still ongoing at the peace prayer are now live in the studio. So Mr. Peter is now with me right now. So we saw Mr. Peter is ongoing.
Oh,
The today is what the long-awaited time. A lot of people have been talking about this, and I know we have been talking about it here also. And I heard that even some of the dignitaries that actually earlier spoke that they will never be part of this administration, and they extend invitation to them, and we saw most of them there. Even the likely people, for example, the CBN governor, I think Mefele is there at the Eagle Square. And do you think it was nice for him to be there?
you know, it's among the, how do I put it? It's among the CACOs, the previous CACOs, that was the former CACOs. So, and this is under their administration, their patches. So he's supposed to be there.
So it's like whether you like him or you don't like him, you have to play safe. Let me use the word play safe, because if eventually this takes place today and it's established today, it becomes a precedent. When it becomes precedent, of course we know that the matter is in the court. Until court says otherwise, it becomes precedent.
Yeah.
And all the authority, all the arsenal of the country, the military, everything is now under his control. So, so which means everybody needs to actually be at this event at this moment. There's something that has been trending. I know a lot of people on this issue. There was one pastor was arrested some time ago by DSS. They said he gave prophecies that he was telling people about how this event would turn out. That on this day that we're experiencing right now, that the president-elect will be arrested
on this
day, this 29th of May, and that he will be arrested, and there will be a form of interim government, and from that, the BIM might eventually be declared winner on the long run and all that. And the says, "Come here. Why would he be giving this kind of?" It was on a video. They come here. Who asked him to say all this thing you are saying? But I heard he was arrested and eventually was also released. You know, and a lot of people that are very that follow prophecies and all that are waiting for that. I heard of somebody said today, I'm not watching any ceremony. I don't want to see what if that prophecy will come to manifestation. If I press of swearing Bola Tinubu in, if the military will indeed arrest him. And so all eyes are on Lee at the Eagle Square right now. Of course, some people still don't believe that the election was fairly won, you know. So that's misgiving. That tension is still there, and the security was so tight over there today. I don't know, what's your take on all this, Peter?
You know, it's normal, you understand. When I was in Abuja, once you get to times like this, security here used to be very, very strict. Like some days to the day of this inauguration. So it's normal.
Obviously, prayer is being said. Actually, let's just listen to this prayer, then we'll come back. I hope you can hear it.
Pray, O Lord, for the new president, your son,
This is Kumbanjo.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, His Excellency. Father, we ask for your blessings upon him. We ask, O Lord, that is looking up unto you today, and he's saying, where will my help come from? His help will come from you, because you are the maker of heaven and earth. You will not allow him to stumble.
You know, we are religious people.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, even in our constitution, when we want to swear in the president today, they'll ask him which religion do you belong. You whether choose Christian or choose Muslim. Of course, we know he's a Muslim, right? He's going to put his hand on the Quran, and you know, and promise that he will uphold the justice and all that in the country. And so, in most events like this, they always bring in two people to come out, two religion body to come and pray, Christian and the Muslim to pray. And of course, we heard last time that the traditionalists are actually making efforts to be included, to be noticed in the constitution and all that. Which means if that happens,
they will be among people that will come and render their prayers also.
Okay. So maybe they will render prayer, and how is it going to be like? How is it prayer? How is the prayer like?
I don't know.
No, there is they pray now, like normal prayer, right?
Honestly, I don't know, but they will be given chance to participate also.
Would they? Maybe they might likely bring some pots. They are traditionalists now. This is what they understand. This is what they do. They'll bring some pots, right? Put some cowries. You know, we used to see some of this stuff on the road, right?
How do you know they deal with pots?
Can't you see some of this stuff on the roads, like the roadside and T-Josh and all that? And they are traditionalists when they want to take care of you and all that. In those days in the village, this is what they used to take care of people, you know. And so definitely there will be pot there. It is so good, right? It's so good. That's based on the story we read now. That
based on what we read from the head from the headlines, they just say it traditionally. They didn't mention if it's Ogun or they just say traditionally.
No, the other one I read said that when they want to swear, they want to swear in any person. The person will use it or go to swear that he will put the justice of the country of the land. So which means Ogun is iron, god of iron. And on that news, when I read for that, they said that if they believe that Ogun is very effective and active as fast, and how did they worship Ogun? What did they used to worship Ogun? I don't know why I'm pressing you on this. Anyway, so that's just by the way. So I think the prayer is done, and I think they're gonna wait for the name. You can see foreign personnel on that at the background. Of course, this way you know people that are the big weights. Okay, and we saw the president and the wife coming together. It's been a while we've seen them together like that at an event.
This is their final day. Yesterday was their final day in the office.
No, today.
Today is their final day in the office, so they have to be together.
Until you hand over, you're not done yet. Until you hand over, so and based on constitution, once he hands over, and that's it. Okay. So of course, we saw Otedola there, and Dangote. These are the big boys. Okay, that's him over there, right? Yeah. So all the dignitaries, they are all on ground to witness the transition, the inauguration, and of course, you're watching Prime Media Studio. And Peter, we have other, apart from what is happening, I know this is our taking channel of all the stories that are making the headlines, because this is a big day indeed. Most stations, they have their base right now at the Eagle Square. You know, I don't know why they keep using that. Is that Eagle Square? You know, last time I was at Eagle Square, it looks big, yeah, but it wasn't that big. I was expecting something very huge, but it's not that big.
Richard.
This only of Ife.
Okay. The place has gotten a name already, and they don't have any other site, any other event center.
Remember that video that was on where Onife was calling Peter B as there was he calling tsunami. And someone was telling me that it's not just only about Peter B. It's just that Nigerians just felt that this is where to go, and they followed. We just felt, okay, among these numbers, this is what we think that can help us to actualize our dream, and they now follow. And that was what, if a person of that caliber be calling somebody a tsunami, you know what that means, right? So, but today, he is also here to grace the occasion. And also saw somebody from the far Port Harcourt, Nilson Wike, after the whole Razzmatazz, and said, hey, Obi was the hero of the election. But I don't know if he's on this at this event right now, but I know most people. This Kashif Shettima, right?
Yeah,
stepping out
with incoming vice president.
Incoming vice president, and I think let's hear. Okay, when he gets to the stadium, we'll stay podium. We'll listen to. Yeah, he's a brilliant man.
Very brilliant.
Brilliant man. So I'm sure what he's gonna do. This is swearing in process, right? Let's see if we can.
There.
Yeah, let's see if we can hear. Can hear him.
Kashif Shettima sera fait par le gigant-chef du Nigeria, son Excellence Sa Majesté, la Justice Ariola. Merci beaucoup.
So, like we're saying, now I'm sure he's going to choose Quran to do this, but that is his fate.
I, Kashif Shettima, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. Judicial oath. I, Kashif Shettima, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That as Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I will discharge my duties and perform my Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. Judicial oath. I, Kashif Shettima, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I will discharge my duties and perform my functions honestly, to the best of my ability, and faithfully in accordance with the Constitution
of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law. That I will abide by the code of conduct contained in the 5th schedule of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will not allow my personal interest to influence my official conduct or my official decisions. That I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution.
Okay, Peter. Okay, that's on that. We can see that the incoming vice president is being
taking oath of office.
yes, taking oath of office. So we are with the next one should be the incoming president. As you all know, we promised to give you live updates from what will be happening at from
yeah, right from Abuja.
Right from Abuja today. So
It
we are
goes
on
where-
it.
So we're gonna. I think let's. I know without watching the anyway, but let's to watch this and experience Abuja through engines through Prime Media Studio.
Abuja from Lagos.
Abuja from Lagos. So it's a really fun fair over there, and the atmosphere looks so calm, and so. So which means, Peter, if all goes well the way it's right now, work has started.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying and I've been campaigning for. That we should all be calm and then let's just see what will be should just be. Then let's just move forward because this country has been on one position for a very long time. Since after this election, there's been a lot of panic in the country. You see, during that election time, people were panicking that that there will be this, they went to the market to stock their house with food. Since then, they've been panicking. Then the same thing when the governorship election, the same thing. Then this time, this inauguration time too, the same thing is happening. So let this just happen, then we'll just move forward.
Because even as at yesterday, you saw on Friday and Saturday. Sorry, what am I saying? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we saw people doing this panic buying of fuel. Yeah. And there was queue at the fuel station. The same thing with some of the markets. They put just buying things. So, which means the fear of the unknown is still there. You know, of course, what during Goodluck Jonathan handing over to Buhari, there was not this kind of fear. Even people were happy and jumping and all that. But the issue now, why is there this kind of apprehension? Why is this kind of fear and all that? When normally people have been saying that we're tired of Buhari's administration, there's no fairness and all that. As they're going to that administration, handing over to that person, I think there should be that kind of joy and happiness rather than this kind of fear of unexpected things that people don't expect, you know. But okay, now I think the VP has taken his oath of office, so technically he's not the vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Do you know when I saw people doing this their panic buying, I was asking myself, what if you don't have money to buy? What do you do?
You start looking at your neighbor that has money, has food, and all that. Yeah, a lot of people can actually go as far as even borrow money to do this because it's better to be alive. You can be in debt, but be alive.
I wish the way people prepare for this.
Okay, that's the
vice president,
current vice president, shaking hand with the outgoing former vice president. As we speak right now, Osibajo is now former vice president of Nigeria. You know, seriously, if it's something you have enjoyed, you will feel somehow, right? When it's something that has been a huge task, you'll be happy. Thank God. Thank God it's all over. You know, especially those days when we're going to write exams, right? You know, when you're reading, you are going for the exams, everything will be high on that. Once the exam is over, hey, everyone's start jumping. You know.
That's celebrating.
Start celebrating. So it's raining here, but it's rained earlier today in Abuja. We saw them they were trying to remove the water from the rug and all that earlier today. But now it's raining here in Lagos. But I kind of think it's not raining there anymore. So the guys have to do what they need to do to ensure the process is is completed. Now we can see who is coming out right now. The incoming president on white and green hats with the infinity sign. Is that infinity, right? Logo and the car. And it's properly called the Jagaban, right? Jagaban of Lagos now going to become the Jagaban of Nigeria. Okay. So this is the constitution, right? This has to be done. Mr. P, I have a take when it comes to the constitution right now.
Okay.
I expect all electoral petition, right, to end before this kind of inauguration take place, so that everybody will have. Now there's still kind of we don't know. Even the people that has been taken out of office, they still have this kind of. We don't know how the court will be like. I don't think it's a. Let's hear from the incoming president.
Applaudissements. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do some. Appear through allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria that as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I will discharge my duties and perform my functions honestly, to the best of my ability, and faithfully, in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law. That I will abide by the Code of Conduct contained in the 5th schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will not allow my personal interests to influence my official conduct or my official decisions. That I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, help me God.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as he takes his oath of office and signs the dotted lines confirming him as the new President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
C'est le moment historique. Maintenant, la prestation du serment par son Excellence, le Président de la Nigeria, son Excellence Bola Ahmed Tinubu, qui maintenant prête le serment. Maintenant, c'est la signature.
While the President is signing, just like her predecessor, we heartily welcome the 16th First Lady Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency, Senator Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, wife of the 16th President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, an educationist, administrator, and philanthropist, Oluremi Tinubu, as First Lady of Lagos State, established the New Era Foundation, dedicated to establishing centers for all-round development of young ones and promote public awareness on environmental, health, and community service. Oluremi Tinubu has executed a lot of philanthropical acts to alleviate the plight of indigent persons, and most importantly, she has touched the lives of girls and women in her constituency. In recognition of her achievements and contribution to societal upliftment, Senator Oluremi Tinubu has been honored severally, both locally and internationally. Among these are the National Award of the Officer of the Order of the Niger, Ghana Noble International Award of Leadership, Gambia Diamond Award for immense contribution to the emancipation of people from poverty, many citations and chieftaincy titles, and appreciation of...
Okay, let's look at if all this process is over, what do you think his first decision might be like?
Don't know, but if it's me, the first thing I want to tackle is the insecurity in the country. That will be the first thing I want to tackle if it's me.
I think, of course, his board, he has to organize his board first. The ministers set them all, put them all up, and give them portfolio so that they can get to work. I don't think, before now when Buhari was one in this process, it took a while before he could constitute his board, and more than 3 months thereabout. And some people are saying that Tinubu shouldn't wait that long. He should quickly get a portfolio so that they can get to work and able to deliver. And I think that's Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, shaking hands with the former president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, Omar Wale, Oti Wale, right? Emiloko. It's Omar Wale. Mr. Peter, can you paraphrase that statement then?
What statement?
Tinubu, President Tinubu made earlier when there was some issues in Abuja then, and he went to Akure when he made that statement. Omar Wale,
the one I really remember was Emiloko. I remember that one well, that Emiloko.
When he talks about there was no fuel, there was no cash.
Okay, Kusowo, Kusekbo.
And then I say, well, let's power this. It will enter. And indeed, it's happening today. Now he's waving his hand to define people that have great education. So, as it stands right now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of Nigeria, except the court says otherwise. And I think today, also, I read in the news, the Labour Party presidential candidate was just saying that, don't worry, the court process is ongoing. He's still very hopeful. Do you think there's hope for the Labour Party or the PDP right now? Atiku and Obi, do you think there's hope for any of them now that Bola Ahmed Tinubu have this one?
Yeah, until the end of the case, there is still hope. Until the end of the tribunal case.
Okay, so this is still ongoing. So we have been able to give you tidbits. Give you an update as regards the happening in Abuja as we speak right now. So they have taken oath of office, the vice president and the president himself. So the next will be presidential speech, right? On what he plans to do for Nigerians. So Bola Tinubu sworn as 16th president of Nigeria. So it's confirmed right now. And so we are waiting a speech on what he intends to do for the country. So, of course, after this, the next is going to be singing galore for his ardent followers, lovers. So that's us right now. So, Mr. Peter, we just have to let's look at other things, making the headline, right? Today we talked about Buhari apologizes to Tinubu, apologizes as Tinubu takes oath of office today. The apologies, some people are saying that, okay, fine, thank you for apologizing, but we are not, we're not taking it. We're not taking it. We are not accepting it. So the people say that it's coming late. It's coming late. Those that have died they're dead, they're gone, and those that have been rendered homeless and they be rendered homeless. That with this apology, bring back the lives that were lost. With this apology, bring back the 8 years that have been lost. But how do you say it? Whether like it only has apologized.
Yeah, he must accept the apology.
It must?
Yes, they must, because if you don't accept, it's just like when they say if you don't forgive people, God will not forgive you. Yeah, so it's compulsory that you accept the apology. But when you do your own too, if you apologize to people, don't expect them to accept your own apology.
So it's just best. You just want to be on record that, oh, when I finish, I apologize for things I couldn't. Anyway, one thing about leader is that whether you like it or not, it's not everybody that will be really comfortable with your style of administration, right? So, you, Mr. Peter, there are lots of stories on the headlines, right? We saw the Tinubu's inauguration. NHA wants witches wizard coming to Abuja. Okay, yeah, it's a feared pastor, Pastor Paul Ineche. He's a popular pastor based in Abuja. That is a pastor of Dunamis International Gospel Center. There was a story before now that the witches were saying that they want to come and detoxify Abuja so that the incoming president will have a clean ground, a sanctified ground to operate. And we saw the minister in that region say, no, you come in here, you're dead. So it's like, this is spiritual exercise, right? Spiritual things, not physical. And so that is it. So let's just talk about that things, okay? Or you want to tell something about this?
No.
Okay. Of course, we saw these delegates that graced the occasion from US and all that. So they are still at the event as we speak, monitoring, show that, okay, we know that this has to take place today. We're going to be part of it. And so they are there. Okay, so presidential inauguration. Nigerians deserve better, says Labour Party. Mr. Peter, what do you have to say? This is LP Abure and the presidential president Peter Obi. So now they are saying that Nigerians deserves better. So do you agree with this statement?
Yeah, sure. We deserve better than what we've gotten so far and what we are getting now.
Okay, so let's just move on. There will be no excuses. I will live up to expectations, says Tinubu. These are, we keep seeing promises from every angle, and we hope that what Nigeria wants, they just want a good life, right? Those are doing business, they want they want to do that business in a very conducive environment. You don't want to be upbeat thinking that your business today, like we saw how houses were distressed recently in Nigeria State and some other area with excuses that nobody can really put a finger on. Just imagine a country where you have stable electricity, where you don't have to dig your own borehole, right? Where the roads, you are driving on the express and you are enjoying that you're driving. And you are sure that you want to travel from one state to another state, you are sure that you'll be secure, and then imagine a country whereby you have anyone that is sick doesn't have to travel out to go and treat yourself outside country, and also, of course, imagine a situation whereby our refineries are functioning properly and the price of fuel is, reduced. you know, and the naira gains strength or is equal to the dollar, right? Imagine that kind of country. You know, not that we don't have the means of actualizing this, we have the means. It's just unfortunate that this means has been properly, not been properly managed, you know, and everything we import them. Instead of exporting, we're importing things because it's nowhere managed and the resources is going through individual pocket and the bulk of our resources is being stolen in the high sea and nobody can apprehend these people stealing this. You know, these are where we have issues. But these are promises and we hope all these promises, if it remains, is brought to fruition. Okay? So, Mr. Peter. Surrender Obalende aid prayer ground to Muslim community. Buhari orders Dodan barracks. It's not less for the current presidents to insist on this or to leave it that way. I don't know anything much about why it was taken before now and they wanted to return. I think it's late for him to make the decision right now.
Yeah.
He has said it, but the younger president, who's going to honor this?
If he said it yesterday, that means they will honor it immediately.
No, that was yesterday. You can tell some that.
If that was yesterday, then that means he has done his own part. The next president can come and say he should reclaim it back.
Okay, so moving on. Of course, video. My family doesn't need Nigeria's wealth to survive. Remi Tinubu. Do you agree?
Yes, they have they have it. Yes, I agree with this. I agree with it.
They don't need Nigeria wealth to survive.
They have, you know now. I don't need to say.
I know they are big boys and big girls. Let me use that word. But the I don't want to use the word desperation to be in the hem of affair. Every ordinary Nigerian would think that they want to come and grab Nigerian money because of the push, the drive, you know, at which the Mr. Tinubu, the president, is right now. You know, that was a very strong battle, though. You understand? It's another thing to also for everybody to those that want to strive to get something, not to relent. We saw apart from the primary how everything went and all that. He was pushing harder from every angle, and at the end, here we are today, having the Tinubu as the 16th president of Nigeria. So yeah, that's what it says. She says. Before somebody made the same comment, it means somebody is thinking, saying something, right? Okay. So Obi not planning protests, won't attend Tinubu's inauguration. So people, you know, before now there was this news that some people were in Abuja, youths, they want to carry out protests and all that in Abuja. So, and in all this, they always try to point it at Obi. Now the aide is saying that no, whatever you're thinking, we are not thinking about. Obi is not thinking about protest. Is following due process. The matter is in the court, and he still believes that the court will do justice because the overwhelming evidence is so much that he believes that justice will be served. Okay. Now the question I want to ask Mr. Peter: do you think the president right now can influence the judges not to give a good justice at the end?
If the system is normal, I don't think the president has the power to do that. If the system is normal.
You are in Nigeria. The system normal. Okay, if it's normal, he doesn't have right to influence the judges.
No.
But now, do you think the Nigerian system is normal?
I don't know.
You don't know if it's normal, right? Okay. Mr. Peter doesn't know if the Nigerian system is normal. So if system is normal, he doesn't have rights to influence the judges. But so we'll leave like that. Let's see what happens. Like normally, in a federal system, the executives don't have any business with the judiciary. They are separate. They are in different fields and different categories. You don't influence. And when courts give judgments, as long as you are in Nigeria, you're supposed to oblige, supposed to obey the court decision. Okay, so normally he doesn't have the right to influence the judges, but this is Nigeria. A lot of things can happen. Okay, moving on. We saw I am discouraged after last week's visit to Buhari. That's Bakari making that comment there. You can see that on Punch newspaper. We know that he's been aiming to become president, right? In every election, he said God wants. I think he used the word God wants him to become president. Okay, so his vision is still on. I think he's still young enough, right? Maybe after the next 4 years, he can, come up. So it says it's courage. So you can read the Punch newspaper to get the gist of that story. Of course, you saw that when the inauguration was going on, the security was tight. If you don't, because of the fear of possible protests and breakout of law and order, people are aggrieved and unhappy about the situation. And I think that was what result of the tight security situation in that environment, just to ensure that the process was seamless, And as to right now, he's still the handover of some documentations and all that. This, of course, we don't do our ceremony, right? The major stuff is in the office. Yeah, it's in the office. So let's just listen to this.
Case national and defense flags to hand it over to the flag bearers as they pay compliment. He opens the case flag. First to be retrieved is the new national flag by Sergeant Undoma Patrick of the Nigerian Air Force and the new defense flag by Sergeant Kanu Samson of the Nigerian Army. He pays compliment as they turn about and proceed to hand them over to Corporal Kalu Chigozie of the Nigerian Navy. Compliment being paid there once again as they take a step forward to receive the new national and defense flags.
Yeah, we enjoy watching these. Remember those days, it was
compliment being paid
when
as a turnabout and proceed to the polls for the hosting of the national and defense flag, respectively, signifying the beginning of a new administration of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GTFR.
Mesdames et messieurs, vous témoignez maintenant l'issage du drapeau national et du drapeau de la défense, ce qui signifie le commencement de la nouvelle.
You get it right, because the whole world right now is all eyes on you right now. Okay.
L'issage.
Okay, I think we'll have an audio issue there. So the flag will be hoisted. Then okay, I think due to the weather or that, I think there's some issues with the audio. Right from the Abuja. Yeah. So we can see students, right? Students over there. Okay. Wow. Yeah, now we see the helicopter.
Very interesting pictures you're seeing there, aren't they, of activities?
Peter, this is so nice. It's a beautiful sight to look at, okay? And then we saw the helicopter flying, our flag, pride of the nation, green, white, green. Okay, and that's the military helicopter. You can see the
this new flags.
Okay, so Peter, we just the ceremony is still ongoing in Abuja, so just look at the other stories, okay, before we call it a day here. Showers of rain ahead of, of course, it was rain in Abuja this morning, but I think wasn't much. But right now they're having a very beautiful weather for the ceremony. So, Mr. Peter, this is a sad story, right?
Yeah, this is a sad story.
SBB Niger housemate dies in US. So what killed him? We don't know what killed him. So sometimes I always tell people that when people hear about death and all that, the person that dies, I know what happened to him. And but it's a sad one. A young man, So you can get a story from the Nation newspaper. Of course, what Metro 9 means to Nigerians and Americans, and of course, we miss a whole lot. Of course,
it means a whole lot to us, but I don't know of the Americans what it means to them.
Yeah, it means a lot to them also, because we know that they have a stake in Nigeria, right? Let me use that word. They have a stake in Nigeria. In Nigeria is I don't know how to put it. Now, when it comes to foreign bodies, they have particular interest in Nigeria because most of these countries, foreign countries, they are gaining so much from this country, and whether you like it or not, Nigeria is more like the strength, the superpower of Africa as a whole, and for you to send delegation to Nigeria for this inauguration, that can say a whole lot, So if you want to read that story, you can just go to the Nation online. You get to that story there. So then, of course, new government should implement immediate policies to attract investors. Of course, that's what needs to be done because the country needs to move forward. And you heard what Mr. Buhari said, that all those decisions he has taken and that could not effect change, he apologized, right? We don't want to see under apology again. We don't see any other apology. Get this right. You are being elected or you've been declared a winner. You are going to serve the people. So now I was asking questions the other day. Is it really when most of these leaders leave position that I will now open and start looking at the area they didn't touch, they didn't do, they didn't work on? Because we saw when Goodluck had left position, we saw what he was saying whenever he was fortunate to attend press conference and all that. He said a lot of things, and people will be wondering, you have been in power for some time. Why didn't you see all these things? Why didn't you see them and work on them? Why now? That you don't have this power?
No, we were discussing this same thing the last time. Yes, about the incoming president being that he's supposed to move around, see things. You understand? When I was telling you about how the former Osun State governor used to disguise himself, go around and see how things been done in the states. So Adibi, if they move like this,
go around.
If they move around, they'll be able to touch some important spots.
Okay, so I think the next thing right now is for
to go on parade.
Oh, yes. You know, it rained in the early hours of today, and there was that concern as to whether this would happen. And there you go, President Bola Tinubu with that iconic wave. Live images from the Eagles Square, Abuja. There you see, with the iconic cap and the logo that he's always used, the green cap.
Yes, significant logo. With today's inauguration.
Indeed,
the national colors.
There you go, with that symbolic presidential wave. History clearly in the making. And a lot of people always wonder, what will be going through the mind of Nigeria's new president? What is he seeing? Is he seeing the enormous challenge ahead of him? Is he seeing what exactly is going through his mind? That's the question. That's $1 million question right there.
But indisputably, it'll be a moment of fulfillment for him. He's always longed for this. He's always wanted this.
On the one hand.
But Nigerians hope that unlike, what the former president longed for, that there would be evidence of renewed hope in this administration, not just longing for it, but, being able to fulfill the aspirations, the collective aspirations of Nigerians.
Did I hear former president again? Yes, Daddy, all right. It's going to take some time. Well, there are those who say that this new president is one of the most prepared presidents, one of the few we had who actually prepared to be president of the country. And it's not just a ceremony. I think it definitely... Okay, so let's go back and listen to audio from Eagle Square in Abuja.
His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu was headhunted for both international and local companies, including Mobile Nigeria, where he held important positions like senior auditor and company treasurer. He left the company to embark upon his political determination, commitment, vision, focus, and a strong sense of purpose that have characterized Bola Tinubu's politics drove his emergence as one of the country's most successful governors after Nigeria's return to democratic governance 23 years ago. His stewardship of Lagos State between 1999 and 2007 remains a reference for good governance in Nigeria and across the region. Among the most consequential and impressive of his achievements as the governor of Lagos was his revolution of the state's environmental policies and the creation of thousands of jobs for Lagosians through the private sector partnership program he established. Other important achievements while governor of Lagos include education reforms, under which now thriving mission schools were returned to their original owners after decades of government control. Free education and West African Examination Council forms for school leavers, giving underprivileged children access to further education. More career opportunities and better life prospects. Civil service reforms, which led directly to the introduction of a more responsive and expert-led civil service in Lagos. Judicial reforms and the Lagos Master Plan blueprint, which has been and continues to be followed with great success by all subsequent governors of Lagos. Also worthy of mention is that as a first-class financial strategist, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu overhauled and reformed government and revenue collection in the state, taking Lagos from a yearly internally generated revenue of 14.64 billion naira in 1999 to 60.31 billion naira in 2006. His innovations laid the groundwork necessary for Lagos to have the revenue to improve the state and modernize living conditions of all of its inhabitants. A graceful leader imbued with courage and commitment to justice. Bola Tinubu combines practical, political acumen, strategic vision, and moral principle. When the history of the first 2 decades of the 21st century in Nigeria is written, it will record Bola Tinubu's rare courage and foresight in guiding his party, the All Progressive Congress, to victory in 2015 and how, working with other patriots, he abolished the determined efforts of the then ruling party to turn Nigeria into a one party. Much as he understands the game of power. Indeed, his democratic footprints go beyond Nigeria. They span the continent, especially in the immediate West African sub-region, where he has contributed personal resources, advice, and support to help sustain democracy and popular participation in many of the region's emergent democracies. His Excellency Bola Tinubu has served the cause of humanity and expanded the frontiers of freedom and democracy in Nigeria and the African continent. He is one of the Nigerians' foremost nationalists and champions of federalism. As one of the few leaders and champions of democracy with the potential and experience to improve the fortunes of his people, Bola Tinubu is the very best man, and today, the 16th President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is happily married to his lovely wife, the 16th First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency Senator Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, and the union is blessed with amazing children.
Mesdames et messieurs, Son Excellence le 16e président de la République fédérale du Nigeria et commandant en chef des forces armées du Nigeria, JCFR, est né le 29 mars 1952. Il a été 2 fois le gouverneur d'État de Lagos, pendant laquelle il a fait des réformes durables dans les domaines pédagogiques, financiers, judiciaires et la création des emplois. Son Excellence a eu sa licence en l'administration des affaires, comptabilité et la gestion à l'Université de Chicago, Illinois, aux États-Unis. Il a aussi travaillé comme auditeur supérieur à Mobile.
Il va continuer avec les célébrations militairement. Ouais.
Thank you. That was the citation on His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. May I now hand over to my co-compare, Captain Anebi Ababa, to continue with the remaining parade.
Thank you very much, Flight Lieutenant. First to say Mrs. Olubumi Badejo and Mr. Mohammed Tijani for the wonderful citation of the special guest of honor on this auspicious occasion. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the inspection, we shall witness shortly the parade commander seeking permission to continue with the rest of the parade.
May I have your permission to carry on with the rest of the parade, Your Excellency?
Presidential permission has been sought there and graciously granted by His Excellency, the special guest of honor and the reviewing officer for today's historic occasion. We can see the parade commander, Lieutenant Colonel Salim Yusuf Hassan, riding on a white horse named GMB to take his position to commence the march pass. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please happy viewing.
Division into columns. Forming squad on the right and left. Kolopate leading by the center. Right and left wheel. Slow march.
Your Excellencies, most distinguished invited guests, very senior officers, ladies and gentlemen, there's still events unfolding here at the People Square, where activities climaxing the presidential inauguration and swearing-in ceremony of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Witness one who the parade commander giving orders for the guards to form 3 ranks and commence the march past. What you are witnessing now are the guards forming squad without changing formation, before forming an extended line formation by the guards towards the saluting decks, led by the color party. The essence is for the guards to pay their respect to the special guest of honor who has taken his position on the saluting days, and also for the reviewing officer to take a close look at the turnout of the guards who are impeccably dressed at close range. Before presenting arms to the special guest of honor, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it will also interest you to know that the far pass towards the saluting days and the forming squads by the guards is another display of silent drill, as the guards are only reacting to the initial words of command given by the parade commander before the commencement of the march pass. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please happy viewing.
Supérieur, les chefs d'État des pays africains qui nous ont honorés avec leur présence. Mesdames et messieurs, ce que nous voyons maintenant actuellement, c'est le membre de la force armée nigériane. Les escortes des drapeaux, des réduits, ils marchent vers le dias de salutation afin de montrer et justifier la loyauté de la force armée nigériane au président, son Excellence. Il marche majestueusement, calmement, avec la dignité, le courage, la fierté, qui sont les qualités de l'armée dans le monde. Vraiment kaléidoscopique, plein de couleurs, qui signifie une nouvelle ère de la dispension, nouvelle dispension au Nigeria. Mon commandant, mon capitaine Agwapa, je passe la parole à vous.
Merci. Senior officers, ladies and gentlemen, what you are watching at the moment are the guards forming squad to the right and left of the parade ground, preparatory for the presenting of Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. To the left half of the saluting days, we have the number 1, 2, and 3 guards provided by the Nigerian Army. And to the right half of the saluting days, we have the number 4 guard provided by the Nigerian Navy. Navy color and the Air Force color being carried by commissioned officers known as ensigns to the colors. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, witnessed a while ago the various guards paying compliments, all to show their honor and loyalty to the special guest of honor. After paying compliments, we are now retreating back in an orderly fashion. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please come.
Mesdames et messieurs, comme vous voyez, il y a 6 gardes en parade ce matin. Nous avons le 2 premiers gardes composés de l'armée de la 4e garde est composée de la marine nationale. La 5e garde est composée de l'armée de l'air nigériane. Et nous avons aussi la 6e garde composée par la police nationale. Le président s'approche. Levez-vous.
How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello. Hey, bro. How are you?
Your Excellencies, most distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we sit back and enjoy this beautiful parade by these amazing officers and men, permit me to acquaint you with the significance of 21 gun salute, which is part of activities lined up for today's celebration. The 21 gun salute is a military tradition used to accord respect or honor to dignitaries. Generally, saluting is done using hand, sword, colors, small arms, and firing of artillery guns. Salute by gunfire is an ancient ceremony which originated in the 17th century and involves the use of artillery guns to fire ammunitions, usually blanks, to welcome important dignitaries or commemorate an anniversary. Traditionally, gun salutes are presented to honor or welcome a foreign president or head of state on a state visit. It is also used to cover reopen days, marking of public holidays and independence anniversary celebrations. Others include Ascension Day, state funeral of a late president, and Independence Day. In Nigeria, gun salute is provided during armed forces Remembrance Day celebrations, inauguration parades, independence anniversary, and in honor of visiting presidents. Today we shall be witnessing the firing of 21 gun salute to signify the great respect and unflinching loyalty that the Nigerian armed forces and the Nigerian police have for the exalted office and the personage of His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. On that note, that I request our distinguished guests not to panic.
Well, the images you're seeing right there, of course, the Eagle Square is right there. But then that insert picture, that little box that you're seeing right there on the screen as well, is that of the now outgone President Muhammadu Buhari and his family heading towards Daura Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport right there in Abuja, heading towards the aircraft to finally go to Daura, as the president, or the former president, had often said over and over again. Most certainly, I wonder the kind of emotions, not just for the president, but his wife, his children as well.
The entire first family.
Yes. I mean, first past transit. As I said, he came into that arena this morning as the president. Now he's former president, just like that. I know that the current president says that he will seek advice, come knock on his door, and all of that. But the former president has been quite clear about what he'll be doing after his time in office. He said it time and again that he couldn't just wait to go back to his farming, to his livestock, and all of that. And I know for a lot of Nigerians, this might be an emotional moment as well. Looking back at the past 8 years, the promises made and the deliveries, the reality on the ground. It's going to take a lot of retrospection for Nigerians, and I imagine for the former president himself. But those are live images from Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in the nation's capital, Abuja. Former President Muhammadu Buhari, Citizen Buhari, as I'm calling him now, departing or about to depart to Dora with his family.
Well, convenient not to topple as we're doing on that title, president. So we get used to the new reality that we now have a new president, who is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But it's been a mix of emotions right here as we watch the initial parade, the handover of the flag, the national flag, and the defense flag from the former president to the new president. And the parade, the splash of colors, the array of white on green of the men of the armed forces as they paraded. And we've heard the voice of the president, acknowledging the armed forces as he inspected the parade, the guard, the combination of the armed forces. It's a beautiful ceremony, but much more important, is what lies ahead of the incoming president. Nigerians are expecting governance in equal measure of aesthetics. It's a tall order, very demanding, but that's the job he signed up for. And he says, look, don't pity me. So Nigerians are not, they're waiting for immediate results. But the question is, how soon will the results start coming in?
If you have the answer, then just give it to us right there on Twitter.
But, in that insert, you still see that the former president still has a couple of people around him. And that's what some of the people in power would tell you, that the moment they're out of power, all of the knocks on your doors, the people waiting to see you, all of those, if people lined up, it usually reduces, and there's always that silence. So
that proverbial, the phone stopped ringing.
Yes, he still has a couple of people, saying goodbye to him. I imagine some of his staff, and there you see approaching the aircraft and walking in. So,
well, our correspondent Emperor Simon is there, and hopefully we'll be able to have a word or two with him when the time is right. But then don't forget that the big screen still shows you
the big event.
The big event. The picture you are giving you from the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport is no less significant, but just so you know, as Claudia said, power is transient. You are a human being, but you occupy a position at any given point in time. Who knows for how long?
And there goes former President Muhammadu Buhari into that aircraft. I'd just like to mention that the bigger screen, it looks like the camera is trying to go into the skies as well, just to follow.
Taking off ahead.
What you're seeing on the big screen, there's still a lot to expect from the Eagle Square action. This is a march past in slow and quick time, colorful display, honestly. It's always beautiful to watch. I mean, look at that, all marching in synchronization. It's just beautiful seeing the work that has gone into this, by the way. Lots of man-hours of rehearsals, and you have to get everything right. Everything has to be perfect, excellent, precise. And that's what a lot of Nigerians will be expecting from the government. I think so. This is a typology of the expectations of Nigeria. All of your, decisions, the activities of the government has to be top-notch, excellent in synchronization, from the president's decisions to his cabinet to the National Assembly. People have invested, their votes in them, so they expect nothing less excellence. So after that, we'll still look forward to the big one, the CNC's speech. Now it's the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces.
So that's, you can see, is the First Lady, former First Lady, we say now?
Well, speaking of speeches, Nigerians continue to put the former president to task on that very significant line from his first speech, I belong to everyone and I belong to no one. So Nigerians will also going to be looking forward to, the significant promises, the significant lines, the paradoxes, if any, of the speech that we're about to hear from the incoming president, and the hope that, well, we'll be hoping that
income.
The income. It takes some getting used to the new president, and they're going to be, holding him by his words, in the coming 4 years. So we're looking forward to that inaugural speech.
Most certainly. But don't also forget the insert. Hopefully, will also show images of the former vice president. Oh dear God. Former vice president will also be coming in anytime soon for his own journey home as well. And of course, so you can see the parade is still quite functional, quite active.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about the immense work that has gone into this. Guys, when we talk about working for Nigeria, making Nigeria better, the littlest things matter. Kade, you talked about the man-hours that went into this parade. Someone composed songs that have been played. That is service to nation.
I mean, look at the brass instruments.
The ensemble.
It's just beautiful, the ensemble, the orchestra. They're playing in unison.
Exactly.
And I think, again, it's what we expect from government.
Someone composed a song. So the littlest thing that you can do for the nation is, can you just keep that at the top of mind? Mm-hmm. As we say, is it in PR and advertising, top of mind awareness? Mm-hmm. Let Nigeria be so topmost on your mind that the littlest thing that you do, the wind that comes through your nostrils and through your throat, is all about making Nigeria great. This, that each one of these fellows are doing,
beautiful people, hope you have enjoyed the review. And right now,
from various parts of the world.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of Nigeria from this moment until court says otherwise. So all the necessary money has been performed. You can see the match pass, the beautiful colors of the army on display. So right now, we're going to call it a day here for today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. And so that's how it is. The P-squares are still around, but for now, we're going to call it a day here. From Prime Media Studio, it has been Professor Michael, Peter Cheme, and James. So enjoy your day, and if you're still not comfortable with what is happening, you follow the court process. Yes. So for now, we're going to call it a day here. So enjoy yourself.